Alright, today I am going to be pressing the first appearance of Carnage, full appearance. He made cameo before, but this is the first full appearance. Now, the customer knows that this comic book is not going to be a 9.8 or a 10. He's pretty sure it's not going to be a 9.6, but it does have some non-color breaking bends. It's got a little bit of issues with the back. You can see over here there's this wrinkle here, which is non-color breaking. There's something going on around the staple here. There's a little bit here. There's a little bit here. There's a little bit at the top. There's a little bit over here in the top corner, and a little bit more down here in the bottom. And he wants as much taken out as possible. So I told him that I would see what I could do with it and try to make it look as pretty as humanly possible. And if I'm able to go 10% beyond that, he wants it to look as pretty as possible. He's going to be hanging it up on a wall in his house. So he says he's had this comic book since it came out in the 90s. So he wants the one that he bought from the newsstand to be the one that he hangs up. So I'm going to make this comic book look as pretty as it possibly can. Alright, I got everything in place now. It is a little easier whenever I don't have to try and do this on the camera. But we're going to go ahead and move the camera over a little bit. And we are going to put it over here on the machine. And I always put my spine aimed towards the front, and sometimes I gotta put an extra layer or two if I really need the extra push. And it looks like this book is a little thinner than most, so I'm going to have to put a couple more backing boards in here. And we'll put the so there we go. And that is it for the time being. We'll come back here in about 10 minutes to flip it over. Alright, it's almost time for the first round to be over. And then I gotta flip it over. Yeah. So I just need the ones that are actually in place in the comic book, not the extra ones that I put on. And as you can see, I'm now at the back, and I just unaligned everything, showing you that I would have the back. Okay, put that in place with the spine up front. And go ahead and put the extras on. Put the piece of Teflon on. So we got 10 more minutes and then we'll get right back to it. Alright, we are pretty much done with the pressing the back for 10 minutes. And now it's time to put it in the book. And we'll need all the extra backing boards. That's all of them. And we're going to put the spine in first. So it has the spine of the book, helps to add more pressure to make sure that it stays nice and flat. And then I take the dictionary and lay it on top of that. And if it's something that really needs a bunch of pressure, I have other stuff that I can put on top of this, which puts about 100 pounds of pressure per square inch on the comic book. And I leave this here for a minimum of 6 hours. Alright, that is it for now, and we will come back to this in about 6 hours. Alright, it has been 6 hours, and I moved it back in place so I can do it all in front of camera. So alright, let's see how it turned out. So, I'm not getting wrinkles, waves, anything on the cover. That's part of art. And there's a little bit of damage around the staple. Otherwise it looks good. Let's go ahead and put that back on and flip it over. And hold on to it there. And let's see, we still got wrinkle over here. So I'm going to have to redo the back and give it a little bit more pressure. See if we can take that out. Oh, okay, it's still there because it's color breaking. Now, if you notice here, there is a little bit of a rip. It's a little over 1/8 of an inch long. And there's a little one right here also. So that back, I could probably take out a little bit more of this. Yeah, I can definitely take out a little bit more of that. So I am going to go ahead and fire up the press one more time and do the back. Alright, if you noticed before, I used 3 extra backing boards to add a little bit more pressure. Currently I have 10, and I'm going to use those 10 to try and give it a much stronger press so that I can take out the issue on the back as much as possible. Like I said, I need to adjust this machine because it's not pressing as hard as it's supposed to without doing without stacking extra backing boards. So let's go ahead and get it started. Alright, because this is the last one that I have to do for today. Everything else is done. I'm going to leave this one in the press. I'm not going to take the pressure off, put it in the book. I'm going to leave it in the press for the 6 hours after to let it cool off, make sure it's nice and flat before I try looking at it again. Alright, it is fairly late at night now, and I have to get this back to my customer today. So he mainly wants the front to look good, but as long as I have it, I'm going to try and make the whole thing look good, or as good as it can. So let's see how the back turned out here. It is better. You can still see where the color break is. And there is a very small amount. That line is all color break. So except for the color break here, that line there, or that cut, or rip, and that rip, back looks pretty good. Let's flip it over, make sure the front's still good. Still these two issues here, but I knew that was never going to go away, because it's stress at the staples, and this is a comic book that he read as a child, so that is as good as it's going to get. So that means I need my Alright, I got that top adjusted, so now it's fitting in here nice and snug. And this case, they still sell these, but this one I do believe he bought back in the 90s. Showcase sealer. It does have a bunch of scuffs and stuff on it, but this is how they handed it to me, so this is how I'm handing it back to him. And put that up on a wall and it'll look good. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. The pressing of the Amazing Spider-Man 361, first appearance of Carnage, first full appearance of Carnage. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe. For everything you're a fan of, everything you geek out about, this is Fan Geektastic, and we're here for you.